Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Please, the police, don't provoke us. This march has been approved. The police, please, don't provoke us because we are peaceful. Don't provoke us because you, the police, we want to help you. Don't provoke us. We give. But if who fit 11:30, 11:30 we will open. Please don't provoke us, the police. Don't provoke us, please. South Africans, we are here today. There are some of the speakers that are going to speak to the Minister of Police. He's coming today. He's coming. Our time is 11 o'clock to 11:30. Now, what we want as a brief, the police, you must protect us. We are not any organization, any political party. We are here to hand the only memorandum to the Brits, to the Northwest Province. I'm telling to you, don't provoke us. If you start, I can say what I say, but let me tell you, don't provoke us. Now, South Africans, Ramona, you are going to listen to the speakers. They are going to speak today. They are going to speak. Please, come. This place is ours today. We are peaceful. We are not going to burn and loot. We are going to listen to the speakers who are going to speak to the minister. They kill our farmers. They want us. Maybe we must go. We got the papers that we are here today. That they want to block us. Please, don't provoke us. Provoke. Because we respect you. We respect the law. We've got the papers. Now, when we say that, the people, they must not stop here. Okay, I'm not here. I'm here today. South Africans, thank you very, very much. Our MC is she's going to speak to us about this thing. Adre, come begin our assembly, man. Tell the people what's going to happen, and you will also introduce to the first speaker. You will come. Okay. Do we know who's gonna? You'll tell me who's first. No, you got the papers. As a brief man, South Africans, this time it's your time. Please join us. Lona bamo atomelam because the police those people who are here inside, they are peaceful protesters. If you are outside, if everything happened to you, we don't know what's going to happen with you. They are going to arrest you. But if you are inside, the police, they know that you are the part of this march. But if you stand up, they are going to arrest you if you loot and burn. But if you are here, you are protected.
You must turn this way live. TV is trying to record you.
Okay. South Africans, we are here live on national TV, the varied media. This is the one. We are not talking about the scammers. The varied TV radio media is here. This one is the truth one. Now, you see the police, they are going to protect the minister. He must come here. I don't know why because aranga di tunya, aranga di tiba, aribulai bato. What we say that genug is genug, enough is enough. Stop killing farmers and farm workers. Now you are here because you don't know what's going to happen today. Let me tell you, the police, the minister is here because you don't do the job. And I'm going to tell them, I'm going to tell the minister that the Brits police station, the police are corrupt. This is my chance today. Yes, tomorrow of yesterday, but today is my chance. And I'm going to speak the truth. Adra?
Hello everyone, thank you so much for attending. For the people who took the time, this is for each and every farmer out there. Our farmers are being killed. We don't have enough food. For every farm worker that's being attacked. We're going to have some speakers today. We've got Donnie van der Westhuizen, Joel Dube, General Isaac van Sail, and Louis Liebenberg that's going to speak to us about this, just briefly. I'm going to put Louis Liebenberg on for us quickly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, dear Minister, all the officials in the South African Police. I think it's very important that we convey a bit of a different message today, apart from the fact that we're activists, apart from the fact that we can see that South Africa is really crumbling under crime and economic hardship. It is very important that we stand together. And that means black, white, yellow, pink, Indian, whatever race or affiliation you are from. What we have seen repeatedly in Africa is that once the farmers go, you've got a problem. It's very much like the bees. Once you see less bees in nature, hopping from one plant to another, from one flower to another, then you find that nature is deteriorating. We are seeing wars all over the world, and we are seeing brother fighting brother. And we would like to assure Minister Beketsele and his whole team of officials, I don't know him personally, but respect to the men and the women in blue. We are fighting this fight together in South Africa. The more we reconcile, the more we will become a power that can be seen as a strength. There's only about 300,000 policemen or whatever, I don't know the exact number, to control a country of 65 and even more illegal immigrants coming to the country, using the mineral resources of our country. And it is very important that the message to the police is not one of opposition, one of reconciliation. That is one thing that I've spent a lot of time the past few years, especially since 2004, a message that we want to bring across. I think what we need to do is we need to go and stand and face the same direction as the police. And then when we do that in partnership, we can actually start attacking the problem that is not the police, but that is a government that has failed the people, you, me, and everybody. And as I go around with a message of reconciliation, where I speak to, as you know, I'm a great fan of President Zuma and some other people on the radical economic front, but on the other side as well, we have to say that we are in the first place a nation seeking reconciliation. We have to say in the first place that Afrikaners, Boere, farmers, everybody came to this country way back in 1652. But that should not be seen as something negative. A lot of us, a lot of the farmers has done great work in this country, but we must also admit that we've made many mistakes. During apartheid, we have trampled on people's rights. We did make many mistakes, especially towards farm workers. We were treating them as slaves. And for that, we must apologize. And it should not be even words anymore. It should be coming from the heart of a person, not only going to Bellard to say that we are sorry. I've recently spoken to Minister Beketsele in a restaurant, by the way, because, as you know, I am seen as one of the biggest crooks, boereverneker as it's called. And the reason I've chosen the route I have chosen is because we will never solve any problem in South Africa unless we solve the economic problems. And as part of the economic problems is 9% of the gross domestic product comes from the farmers. But we had 70,000 farmers, At the time that we started in 1994, we've got 28,000 farmers left. A part of that is the fear of what they're doing. But another part is also that the transfer of skills are not taking place as it should be. Even if we want to agree on land redistribution, even if we want to understand certain things, we have to also look at the reality of some of the black and our brown brothers are put onto farms where they do not have the necessary skills. So we are guilty in the fact that we have opposed. We have also done this through the history. We have been opposition to ones that should be our friends. We are a majority Christian nation. I want to touch on that. Even Minister Beketsele and his police believe in Yahweh, the God that created you and me. And therefore, what binds together is more important than what divides us. I understand the voice of activism. I understand the voice of listen, wake up, we've got a problem. As maybe some of the people in Russia and Ukraine has said. Terrible things are happening to our country, and I'm sure the police have their hands full. If we look at what has happened at Luatla, what happens to infrastructure all over, it is time that black and white and yellow take hands and support the police and be not their enemy. But the first stance is to put the mineral wealth and the mines in the hands of the people. One of the first things that should happen is that we should nationalize the governor of the Reserve Bank. We should understand that we cannot be ruled by just a few mafia people from Stellenbosch. Whether they are white or black, or whether there's a new generation of elite, the people must rule. The people must rule. It was never wrong when they said, Mandla, Amandla. The people must rule. I want you to understand, police. I want you to understand, dear brothers and sisters, that there's a different kind of Afrikaners standing up today. Yes, we understand there's Boere on the extreme right, like we've got Julius Malema on the extreme left. But the bulk of us, 70% of our people, are a peaceful people that would like to build this country together. Black, white, Indian, yellow, doesn't matter what color. We are all children of the living God. We have got no right to fight one another. The fight is for God to fight and not for us. And therefore, I am very, very sorry that AfriForum did not approve this specific get-together. But we need to pray. We need to pray for people in AfriForum because they are lost. They are lost. In the process, to build another white country or enclave is not going to help us. What we need to do is respect one another's identity. Me and you getting together. And it is time that we start the debate, brother. The debate. I would like to support you in your business. Because if I support you in your business, and yes, can we please hand this man 5,000 Rand for his business just to buy more stock? Would you kindly get that together for me? I would like to bless him with 5,000 Rand stock. We need to bless our people on the street. We need to bless not those standing at the robots, but those that would like to make a change in this country, however difficult, my brother. And believe me, I've been on the street in the year 2000 for 9 months. I've been disillusioned with life, with the old system, with 12 years in the financial world. And I went to the street deliberately. I wanted to be there. I wanted to feel what it is to be poor. Because if you haven't been poor, you can't speak to poor people. You can't preach to them, because the Bible even says, if I say to you, just you proclaim your need, and I come and I say to you, just get warm, brother, and very often we've chased one another away. And I felt on the street what it is to be chased away. And today, my heart is with the poor people. Forget the guys in Stellenbosch. Forget the guys that rule our country together with Ramaphosa. It is time that the people rule, and it is the time that the people say, enough is enough. We will not divide. We will not be divided and conquered. We will stand together, black, white, yellow. We will stand behind the Minister of Police. We will stand behind all these great women. Please understand, all of them are not corrupt. There's about 5% of all the boere and the farmers that is corrupt. 5%. I can't even speak to them. You can't even talk to them. All they want to do is fight and have a war. Now, I laugh at all my Afrikaans brothers that wants to take up the arm. They will just be there, more or less there, and then the police will massacre them, and there will be nothing left. They must understand, they don't have the force behind them. You have the force behind them. So let's take hands. And that is the message. And that is why I went to President Zuma. And that is why I became his brother. Not to fight the police, not to fight the regime, but to say we need a president for the people. We need a president for the people, for the farmers, for the black and the white. And I do understand that a lot of people, and that's why AfriForum is not here today, they will be bankrupt within 5 years. This is my prophecy, because there's a new nation, there's a new Afrikaner, there's a new Boer standing up that says, this is our country. I've been here 400 years. My ancestor came in from Germany and married Petronella, Kroto's daughter, in 1662. Okay, she was a prostitute. You can see some of that in me. All right. A translator for Jan van Riebeeck. You can see I am a prostitute. You understand? We are all prostitutes, but we can be saved by the one Savior, Jesus Christ. And He can mend us together. He can put us over a blanket. And instead of you standing there with those things, you can come and sit around the table with us. I would like to invite the police. There will be no violence. No violence. When the Boers get moving, we will tell our brothers to walk away from violence. We must go back to Blood River. We must wash our weapons. We must wash our swords. This is what we need to do. This is the new South Africa. We cannot be separated any longer. Minister Beketsele, all officials, brigadiers, captains, we are on your side. You will see that this is not only white people here, black people. Unfortunately, the buses were stopped by the EFF, and I will speak to Dali Mpofu that I see every second week. I will speak to Dali Mpofu, and I will see Dali. Oh, please, you know what? We cannot afford the radical right or the radical left. We are a peaceful people. Don't stop people to come and protest peacefully. Nonetheless, in Namakwaland, I work with Bartman from the EFF. In Namakwaland, where we work with the big mines, where I'm taking over Rupert's mines and all those for the people, we are putting 300 people on the bedrock of the diamonds on the 1st of November. Then 3 months later, another 300. You must understand, Namakwaland has got 95% unemployment, whilst the average in South Africa is 33 to 35%. That is the ratio. We must wake up to the reality. It is not about fighting one another. There's not enough for all of us. There's too much for the 1% in South Africa. And that 1% must be divided. Then we can have 1.7 million rand each. Each citizen can have 1.7 million rand if we stand together and work this country together. Have you given this man his 5,000 rand? Please, Hein, bring the man his 5,000 rand. And if there's hawkers on the street and you need my help, my name is Louis Liebenberg. I'm your brother. Awetu Amandla.
Thank you very much, South Africans. We have heard some of the police. They say that the Minister of Police, General B.H. Cele, is going to be here 10:45, which means 10:45. Now, as we are still here, there are some of the speakers that are going to speak. Adre, kom bietjie nader asseblief.
Okay, guys, next up that's going to say a couple of words for us is Isak van Zyl from the Boerelegioen.
Good morning. How are you? Why are you here? Do you think that if the criminals succeed to murder all the farmers, that you will be able to stand and work and go to school, or going to starve of hunger? Ons gaan almal vrek van die honger. Nou kan ek so 'n bietjie hoor, can I get us something from the community side? Stop killing the farmers. Can we sing that together? Julius Malema sings, kill the boer, kill the farmer. Now we all know where it comes from. It's a history on that. Okay, I understand that. It's his side of the story. My truth as a white farmer is that when Julius Malema started to chant, I have to pack my things and go back to Europe because he wants to kill us. So I want you now to come and chant with me. And I'm going to mimic what Malema has said. When he said, kill the boer, kill the farmer. I want you to sing with me. Stop killing the boer. Stop killing the boer. Stop killing the boer. Stop killing the boer. Let's give him your hand.
Oh, motshware ka letsogo. Motsoro o lebohile.
Ke lebohile angela.
Ngwana mme ke a leboha ka hobane ke tlisitse change mona Brits. I come from Kontong ke tswa ko Eastern Cape. Ke bone hore Brits e mathateng. Immediately ha ke enter tate modimo an rometse ke sa support the Progressive Party, ke sa support AfriForum. The rest is to one. Modimo mnto o tamba sebaka. Let's give ntate Isaka abue mo.
Right. Honorable Minister Becky Mkele, the Minister of Safety and Security in South Africa, all the brigadiers and colonels, captains, majors. I stand here before you as a former police officer with 60 years of police experience in my house, between me and my father, we have 60 years of police experience. And I'm standing here as a leader of an organization who was established during 2016. We called ourselves the Boere Legioen for one reason, and that is to protect the food security in this country and help protecting it. Still many white former police are out there. They are still out there offering their duties and their abilities and their professionalism as civilians to join the police in the fight against crime. We did call on all organizations today to come here. We called on them. What a shame that a call to mobilize a community against the murders of farmers in South Africa resulted in organizational leaders stopping and criticizing and putting stuff in the road to prevent this action from escalating. Wat 'n mooi gesig sou dit nie gewees het as die plaasboere wat direk betrokke is, wat direk die slagoffers is van plaasmoorde en plaasaanvalle. Hulle trekkers geklim het, hulle lorries gebring het, die strate toegemaak het en 'n hele gemeenskap is gemobiliseer om vir minister Bekkie Cele te sê, u is die hoof van die polisie. U is in staat om transito-rowers in hulle spore te stuit. You are capable to police this country. You are in the position to give the orders to stop the murders on farms and to police it effectively. As die hele gemeenskap hier kon wees vandag om daai boodskap uit te dra, dan moes dit groot gewig gedra het. I want to salute one organization leader that I saw here today in the name of Mr. Devon Hofmeyer from the Bitreinders. I salute you that you, despite of all the negativity, Mr. Hofmeyer, that you came to attend with us.
Kuwa kena begitele kilibulele Brits halala halala Brits halala. The Minister of Police utenga jeku ki mutlisitsa mona. Brits halala. Stop killing farmers and farm workers. Begitele is here in Brits. History making kajeko riazad pali. We are making history today. Over to you, General.
Protocol says that we have to wait for the minister. So, must I continue? Must I wait for the minister?
South Africans, please come together because some of the leaders that are going to speak. Today we are here of the farmers and farmers who have been killed. We are here because we are tired. South Africans, Minister Brits ke matata. Brits police station around here. Rural ke matata. Habana dikoloi ka jeko le tshaba o bua ke tlo molella nna. Ke sho gore hey phakamile man. Ke hantle hle mono go bua rona ha re bua re mathate. I'm going to speak on behalf of you today. I called Begicele before I submit the papers for the march here. I called Begicele first as a minister. We are tired more Brits police station, more Northwest. And he agreed that I will be here. I will be here today on the 10th of October. When I came here, more Brits gets a video. Get hey, Brits, the 10th of October 2023. We are going to have a peaceful march. We are talking about farmers and farm workers. We are talking about the farmers who have been killed, raped, tortured, whereby the police, more Brits have a some of them, but because of resources, I want to say the police of Brits, they must say, thank you. Now, here, South Africans, we are peaceful one. We are peaceful mass protester. Forget about the racist AfriForum, the racist AfriForum, they say that they will never support this black person because this black person, why he fight for all races? Because AfriForum, they support only the white people. Haibo, we are together. This is our country. Our country belongs to black, white, Indian, colored. I represent the farmers here in South Africa. Now they think that maybe I'm going to be scared to speak the truth. The racist AfriForum, they say that this march will never succeed. But let me tell you, thanks also to you, because this today is a history making. The farmers here in South Africa protest. We are different colors, black, white, Indian, colored. They are here today. We have seen some of the protests of the farmers, the only one race. But today, the history has been made. I know that they are going to attack me on the social media, but let me tell you, I'm not scared. I don't care, because all of them. Today, the Minister of Police, I'm going to tell him that you have chosen me to be a national rural safety tax team, but there's nothing is going on. Begicele, he chose me. Let me tell you, every time I said, I'm enough. I'm tired. Every time there's a meeting, Mr. Begicele, please, we need action. But now, last week, Saturday, they killed a 14-year-old child in a farm attack. But you'll never see those things in the social media, because the media, they're part of this thing. You will never see. Some of the organization, they say that let's go and save and support Petrus in Brits because of what? They are racist. I know them. But let me tell you, I'm here today because I want to save our country, stop farm killing and farm workers killing. Begicele, the Minister of Police, come. We are waiting for you. Come. Now, South Africans, today, please, we've got the speakers that are going to speak. Listen to them very carefully. The minister, he must give us time. Because we have made it today. We have made it today that we want to be here. You can call me by names. I know that I'm doing the right thing for my country. I interviewed the farmers and farm workers. Some of the organization, they refused to interview the farmers, the black farmers. Why? What's alarm? What's alarm? Today, Ramona and Begicele, and the Brits, let me tell you, this police station or whatever, it's clean today because Begicele is here. Everyone who body the boots are high because whatever the minister utenga jeko. Let me tell you, I'm going to help you today. Now, South Africans, please, when the minister is coming, when he stand here, we are going to kneel down for the farmers who have lost their lives and farm workers. We are going to pray that today this memorandum, he must touch the minister. And let me tell you, after we leave here today, I'm not going to leave here until Kibona said in the police station di ba hantle. I know that those police, but the one monda, arrest me, you will see. Because I'm here to make our farmers' lives better. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what organization are you supporting. I don't care what political party are you supporting. I'm here for the farmers. I'm here for the farmmakers and farmmakers. Black, white, Indian, colored, kaufela. Can I call minister, please? Can someone please go and collect the minister because you're not going to now. Now, South Africans, I told you, we are going to pray for the loss of those farmers who have been killed today. We respect everyone. The South Africans, Ndate Dube guy. Dube. Let me tell you, Ndate Dube, I don't know this guy. But the time he here, that Petrus he was here, and he makes sure that I remember Harry meeting, but why were no phone a minister that they do over to you.
Amanda. Amanda. Why get Amanda? This is the power of all people. We are here to fight for our rights. We are talking about the killings of the farmers. During the time of March, there are so many people. They were pointing us with fingers. These people, they were saying, why you are so black? Why are you marching with the Bure? The farmers are not only the white people. We are black, we are the farmers. The person who's saying that is the person who hired a shop around Brits here. I just want to play to our police and their seniors. Most of you, you know me. I've been working with you. I've been your brothers. We are together in crime as a member of CPF in Brits, Sector 1. I'm a chairperson of Men's Forum in Ellisrand. By the time when I hear that we have to make a march of the killing farmers, I said I'm number one. Adri said, Dube, who are you? I said I'm Dube in Ellisrand. I know most of you guys, they have been targeting me because of most of the police who are working. Those who are working are being shot by other police who are lazy. I always come here at the police station reporting what is happening. Most of you, you know me. I'm very cool, and I work with you with a good hand. And I love you all. I love you all because of you are my brothers. I love you all because of you are white. Let me give you an example of what happened in my life. I was staying in Littaville. So many families are struggling in Littaville. I went to the farmers. I asked help from them. Every Wednesday, the farmers, they were giving me vegetable to give the poor of the poorest in Littaville, in Oskral, in Mabuluka, in Letagane. I'm not afraid to say that because of we are looking inside our pockets. Our pockets are full. But our brothers outside there, they are dying of hunger. Let me tell this, you so-called Bure. We don't have Bure. Maybe someone can explain what is Bure. I get Bure and Regopis 32. They Petrus SAPS. He didn't kill me. I'm so big now. I'm 60 years now. I was celebrating my 60 years in Saturday. But I'm still here. Most of people, when they look at me, they say, no, this guy stays in a restaurant. I'm not staying in a restaurant. I'm staying in Brits. The crime that is happening around here, I'm crying to my brothers. Because of most of them, they are crying that crime is too much. But today, I'm so happy, very, very happy. Because during the time the minister was here, we didn't give him a chance to speak to him about the problem we are having in police station. Most of our police, they are running short of cars. When you call them, they tell you only 2 cars are working. You're not that double cab of Nissan. It's the only one that is working. Now, when I call you General, when I call you Commissioner, when I call you Colonel, what are you going to use to attend the scene of crime? There's no cars around here. There are no peace around here. I was wishing that when we come here at the police station, we are not here to the police only. We are here because of there is municipality. There is a safety in municipality. The MMC of safety there. There is a LED that side. Who's supposed to look after the farmers? All the departments are not there. Let me say, Master Petrus, thank you. God gave you the power to heal this sin in Brits. Thanks.
He's not coming. I will address him in camera.
Hy is nie.
Hy gaan nie kom nie. Why must the public wait?
Ja, wat is die tyd nou?
Huh?
Wat is die tyd?
Is hy kom?
Hy kom, hy sê so, jy het hom gesien.
Ek weet, ek het hom gesien.
Ja. Maar hy het gesê 11 o'clock ons nie.
Okay.
Ja. Wil jy praat? Jy kan praat?
Ek gaan sommer maar klaar praat.
Okay.
Right, people, I was still talking to the minister arrived, and as a law-abiding citizen, we have to stand back that the minister can do his thing and be guided into the premises. And we are standing as the community of Brits, awaiting the minister to come and listen to the grievances. We are here standing, waiting for him to come and address us on the issue of farm murders. And unfortunately, I think we have to go on with the program. Luckily, we have the technology so that we can give the message, and he can, inside the building perhaps, where he is protected by his guards and bodyguards, he can sit there and watch. So, my message is very short. Mr. Minister, we as the white people and the Europeans of South Africa, we feel left out when the minister say nothing on public TV when a farmer is murdered. We feel neglected when the minister go on stage and celebrate the life of a singer who is killed by a gang of thugs and murderers. But when a 14-year-old boy in Delmas is shot point blank by a criminal, we don't hear anything from the minister. I want to remind the minister that we as the Boers of South Africa, We as the white people of South Africa, under the ANC government, we are also children of Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. We are also in need of protection. Hear the cry of the Boers. Hear the cry of the white people also. In 1 month, 7 farmers that occupied land and that worked that land and that produced food for you were brutally murdered. And then we get the impression that when a man like Brendan Horner got murdered, a young man that had a future in front of him got murdered, then we got the impression that the minister gave privileged behandeling, geef voorregbehandeling for a guy that chants kill the boer, kill the farmer. Where we experienced at Senekal, when we gathered as concerned people, concerned citizens of South Africa, where we gathered to go protest in front of the court, where we gathered to protest in front of the court, the police guided Mr. Malema into the stadium with 20 police vehicles. Taxpayers' money that was used to guide and to protect a political leader who is not the president of South Africa, who is not in government. But when the Boer leaders stood there and tried to go into the town to go and protest against this brutal murder of one of our young sons, the young sons of also from this soil, the young boys that was murdered, he was born from this soil. We just wanted to go and protest and ask the police some questions. We were blocked by the police when we entered the town. Then Mr. Chele sat next to Mr. Malema in a court, knowing that Mr. Malema is not opposing the murders of white farmers. Now my plea, Mr. Minister, I worked under your command between 2000 and when you were appointed as the Commissioner of Police. I worked under your command. I experienced you as an excellent police commissioner. You were the one who went on public media, declared war against criminals. You even instigated the police to shoot the bloody bastards. You declared war against criminals. And I admired you for that when I was still in the police, working under your command, knowing that I had much more experience and work years of duty than you have when you came into the police. But I admired you for that as a leader. But as a minister, I'm feeling neglected. We feel rejected when political leaders incite the killing of the Boers and you do nothing about it. We feel neglected, Minister, of organizing escorts for people who incite violence against a certain race. And therefore, Minister, I, as the leader of the Boer Legioen, extend a hand. And I think I extend the hand of a lot of police and SANDF veterans to join in the fight against crimes as civilians now. We are civics now. But I think we can contribute a lot towards the fight against crime, especially the fight against crime in the rural areas, which left a vacuum when you disbanded the commandos back in 1999. And we don't say bring back the commandos. We formed organizations, and there's lots of private organizations being formed that can fill the gap. That can fill the gap to police and to maintain law and order in the rural areas. And we extend a hand. And my question and my plea to you is, Mr. Minister, don't clap away the hand. Don't treat us because we are white and because we come from a former dispensation. Don't treat us as the enemy because we are not the enemy. We are fighting against the same enemy. And the name of that enemy is not politics. The name of that enemy is not black people. The name of that enemy is not white people. The name of that enemy is not Indian people or colored people. The name of that enemy is crime. And we need to stand together against crime. I thank you.
Thank you very much, South Africa. As we are still waiting for the minister called Begitele to come, whereby we are going to hand our memorandum to him today. And let me tell you, we are not going, I'm not going back home. I will sleep here, maybe outside, to make sure that at the police station in Brits, we are going to make sure that the police station in Brits, they've got everything to protect crime here in Northwest in Brits. It is not easy, South Africa. Sometimes when I carry this cross, when I carry this cross the whole South Africa to work, I walk the whole South Africa. Get some out to the whole country. If you don't know me, go in social media or tampona. Come here, I want to use you. And let me tell you, he failed. He failed you. He failed our country. He failed South Africa because we see that country aruna Zimbabwe. And we must stop those things. I'm here today because my family, Baja, they eat food. That food comes from 20 farmers and farm workers who make sure that 60 million of South Africans, they eat. Baja di show. But I take you. And the media, they will never see those things in social media. You will never see SABC interview me because I'm going to tell them the truth. That, hey, you are the fake media. Because you don't want to publish the farmer text. 3 weeks back, I went to Bloemfontein. If some of you know Bloemfontein, outside Bloemfontein, when you go, it's London, N6. I went there whereby 71-year-olds, old men have been killed, tortured in the farm. A black farmer. His wife, 64 years old, had been tortured, raped in the farm. Hey, ke matata fela. That's why I said to that, please, Mr. Minister, we are still waiting here for 2 hours for you, and we know that you are here. South Africans, I plead to you today, hurry. We are going to kneel down for the farmers who have been lost their lives, the farm workers, black, white, Indian, colored. Today, Begitele is here. We respect each other. He must respect us. Recheswa kileta here. Riacha uduti anadi office money. Now, South Africans, I carry this cross, the whole South Africa, whereby I've been attacked. Hey, because I care for my country, I care for the farmers here in South Africa who have been killed. The organization They debit the money from the farmers. They don't do anything. Here in Brits, every forum, they say that they are not going to be part of this thing because they allow the farmers to be killed. They don't care, but they care for their money. Every forum, the racist one. It is true. I got a letter yesterday. Hore, ons gaan nie soen toe nie, want weet jy wat? Petrus is swart. Ons gaan nie daar ondersteun nie. Hoekom? Want weet jy wat nie? Hulle gaat lek en ek gaan nooit nie hulle gaat lek nie. Ek gaan nooit nie. Ek beloof vir jou. Ek is aan die man. Die waarheid moet uitkom vandag. Net dit amile ibuwe kajeko. Hore rekopa, tamile rekopane. But organization, they're separator. Political parties, they're separator. Kill the boy, kill the farmer. They sing the song. And it is happening. Haibo Batu. Where's the Lankanai Harun? But today, we are going to make an example. Minister, come out. I know that you are drinking coffee because your head written coffee. He must come out. And let me tell you, Afri Forum, they tried to call minister to come here in Brits. The minister, I know. Where is Petrus Pagamnesito? Because he's the one fighting for the whole country. Go and ask him first. They refused. I called the minister. Minister answer his cell phone number. Or Utino and Pagamil. They tell minister, I've got a problem in Brits Northwest. The farmers are crying. They've got a big problem. And they said to me, Manje Minangenze in Manje to come here on Brits on the 10th of October 2023. We will meet toe to toe today. Toe to toe here today. Please, man. I don't know who's brigadier, who's what. I'm going to work with you. Please, say, go and tell the minister, please, man. Go and tell the minister because now the minister, he wants to test us. What a tester, and he doesn't care. Please go and tell him that. Please go there. Because Roda Harbatu Pushamon Rikane. Please, Natukutu. Run. Yeah, South Africans, I've sent some of the I don't know the commission, the captain or whatever. He's running, he's going to call Begitele. Run! Yeah, South Africans. I want one of the leaders 2 minutes how. We don't talk politics here. Please.
Sanbonan bahlali bala Brits. Sanbonan bahlali bala South Africa. Siyakhala bazali, siyakhala ngokubulawa ngokuathekwa kwabantu bamaplaza. Sizalwa mina ngingopa ngihlala endaweni yaseBronkhorstspruit. So ngizelana ngizosupporta uPetrus Phakamile. Sikhala ngokuathekwa kwabantu bamaplaza eSouth Africa bazali. And at the same time ukudla njengoba ngikhuluma manje ukudla sukuthatha phi eplazini. Uma abelungu bazohamba eSouth Africa icountry leni yofana neZimbabwe singamlalela uma kill the boers ngoba yena uyadla uyasutha. And at the same time umntanakhe yena loyo akafunde ezikoleni zabantu abamnyama ufunde ezikoleni zani zabelungu. So into esicelayo sithi ubheka icela kaphume la azokwazi ukuthi asitshele ukuthi kahle kahle umsebenzi walabantu laba yini labo baba laba. And siyazi ukuthi namuhla njengoba bala ababo imali angeke bakwazi ukucollecta imali yani yenyawupha ngithi abaye ukuyocollecta imali yani yenyawupha ngoba bala amaphoyisa lawa amaphoyisa ba corrupt. If you ufuna ukubona ukuthi amaphoyisa ba corrupt hambane emabhora nizobabona ukuthi amaphoyisa ba corrupt. Sithi thina i50% yabelungu ababuyele back to government ngoba labantu laba basifeyilile laba. Uma singacheka i-lifestyle yabo ningasaba nibheka amapheya imali abayiholayo, nibheka imoto abahamba ngazo, nibheka abantwana babo ukuthi bafunda phi, ungasaba ngoba bayenzani? Bathengisa inyawuphi. Abakwazi ukuvikela amaplazi ngoba babhizi bathengisa ini? Inyawuphe. Imoto zamaphoyisa ziyastretchwa, zistretchwa obani? Yibo labo baba laba.
Time is up.
Ngiyabonga.
I want to remind you today, we are not affiliated to any political party. In any organization, we are here because of farm matters and farmers matters. We are here. We want to protect our food security here in our country. Please, let's keep to the point. Minister, yeah, I think, yeah, we are still waiting for the answer. Brigadier General Major Guawata is going to give us answer. Now, South Africans, if the minister is going to listen to us, no matter maybe it's going to be 3 hours or 5 hours, because we are still waiting here for many hours. You understand what I'm saying? He must listen to us to speak. Yeah, the minister is coming now. The minister is coming now. The minister is coming now. Yes. The minister is coming now.
As a part of the task team, especially this one, we want the task team to arrange this urgently at 10 here first.
The minister is, guys, please, man, we must behave. Today, this is a history making. We want the farmers here in Brits in Northwest must be protected. We want to make sure that when we leave Brits, this organization who are racist, they must say that, those people, we are not here, maybe we are here for all the South Africans. Now the minister is coming. The minister, mulele, mapodisa, mulele. Some of the speakers after that, then platform, okay. South Africans, history making that the minister is here and he knows me. The minister, I am the part of the National Rural Safety Tax team. That's why he's here to support this thing. That's why he's here to listen to you, the farmers. Now, the minister, I want to tell you something because I don't hide anything. Here in West, there are some of organizations that are fighting each other. Some of them, they say that they are not coming here because I'm a black person. Why? Because I'm fighting for food security. I'm fighting for farmers and farm makers. Because they're fighting for only one color. As I said that I'm fighting for all races. But no, we are not going to support Petrus. And that organization is AfriFora. We must know that in national, we must tell them. Now, we are going to have the speakers who's going to speak with the minister here today. Please, I'm going to announce the game and the names. Come forward, the speakers. Please, Louis Liebenberg, Isaac van Zyl, Devon of Meyer, and Petrus Sito.
What a wonderful opportunity. I have spoken, the police were present, and there's no need to repeat many of what I've said. What I've said is there's a new Afrikaner, there's a new Boer. My family has been in this country since 1662, came in from Germany and married Peternella, Kretua's daughter. That is my father's mother and ancestors. And most Boers here are Khoi or San or a combination of African people. That is one of the things that our families and the Boers do not want to accept. Minister, there's one message from a new form of Boer, a new form of Afrikaner. We cannot fight the police. We have to work together, hand in hand. And we have to understand how difficult your task is. And I want you to understand that a lot of Afrikaans and Boer people do not want to shout at you. We want to be your brother. One of the things that made me really hard sore was Ian Cameron's approach to you that day. A lot of Afrikaans people understand respect. We have children at the moment like Ian Cameron and a few others that have not been taught respect. Hulle het nie pak slaag gekry toe hulle klein was nie. There is an older generation of people that respect a minister, and I respect you, sir. And I want to say, instead of divide, and I've had the same discussion with Dali and Mpofu, I had the same discussion with President Zuma, I've had the same discussion with Carl Niels, I've had the same discussion with 410 Afrikaans people. There's a new Boer that open up their mind. We cannot afford war. The whole world is at war. A lot of our people are spiritually principled people, and we respect the law. Yes, we respect the law, but there's too many poor people, and that is not your problem. That is a lot of the problem of the past. That is a lot of what happened pre-1994 that cannot be laid at the door of the police. But there's a new nation rising up, and that nation does respect identity. We do respect a Zulu person, a Xhosa, and Ndebele, Pedi. And the same kind of respect, I think, the Boer should also get. We have, as we have in all nations, about 5% of people that do not want to work together. And normally you would find them on the extreme right and the extreme left. But unfortunately, those people are also necessary to bring a balance. So it is time that the Boer will go and sit down with Julius Malema, like I've done at Salute at Nelson Mandela Square at 2 o'clock. It helps when he's got a few whiskeys, so buy a whiskey if the man drinks a whiskey. That's also respect. Buy a magau if it's necessary to have respect. And we sat down, and he said to me in 2006, Louis, at 2 o'clock in the morning in mooi Afrikaans, hy praat mooi Afrikaans, he said to me, listen, you can build your walls as high as you want to, and you can also get security as much as you want to, but we will come for you unless you are prepared to share. Minister, the Boer in this country have not shared enough, and we are very much aware of that. One of the things we see at the moment is a lot of farms are being handed over to up-and-coming farmers, and it is not successful. It is our fault. We want to take mutual responsibility for that. And instead, and I've seen it many times, I can just illustrate if you don't mind. If I do this, Minister, I will not attack you. If I do this, you automatically start resisting without me even speaking a word. And the Afrikaners and Boers are guilty of that. And what we would like to do is we need to visit a blood river. We need to revisit our history. And I've spoken to King Zulu, Sisi. He's currently not well, as you know, from time to time, and he's also fighting battles in court in November because of infighting again. The same as it is happening. Even my brothers are fighting me because I say we are Khoi and San. I say we have a mutual responsibility to build this country together. I would like to say from business side, because that's the important thing. Business must lift up ordinary people. Like I've spoken to that person on the street just now. We must lift up those people. 54% of our people are living below the breadline. You cannot control a police with 300,000 people or however many you are. whilst there's 60 million people and of 65 million and many illegal immigrants, and they don't have work. In Namakwaland, where I'm taking over Rupert's farm, you must help me to take over the mafia of Stellenbosch Farms Minister as much as possible, and their mines, so that we can feed the people. On the 1st of November, we're putting 300 people on the bedrock of De Beers to show the world the rule of De Beers for 150 years is over. The people are taking over. I need to assure you, there's a lot of Afrikaners. I can now speak a lot of things. I can mention a lot of things that you do wrong. But once I do that, there's 3 fingers pointing at the Buddha, and we're going to be in trouble with history. We don't want to be in trouble with history. I want to assure you there's a new nation. There's also under the Afrikaners and the farmers, and as black farmers and brown farmers and Indian farmers come in, we will work together. The fact that AfriForum is not here is because they will be bankrupted in 5 years because they only operate on debit orders. And they fight stupid cases in the courts like kill the boer, kill the farmer, and they don't even understand why they say that. I am prepared. A lot of Afrikaners, I'm not saying that they all agree with me, but a lot of Afrikaners are waking up to the fact that we are in Africa and we do as the Africans do. We've got a lot of Afrikaans people with good brains, good leaders. That's not part of the 1% that is shouting with you, Amandla, Awetu, power to the people. I'm one of them. We are friends of the police. We are not here to confront you with the spirit of anything else. We confront you with the humble spirit of Jesus Christ that is ruling over all of us. And even the Muslim, and even other people, we have respect. It is time that we get back respect and get our youth back to respect the elders. The 20-year-olds are shouting too much on Mixit, and they are confusing everything in this country. We, the people, have seen war. We have seen people carrying guts in their hands. You see it every day, sir. We need love. We need love of God. I want to extend from me, the boereverneker, as they call me, generally speaking, I want to extend our support, our love, and our understanding to the police. Let's work together and make South Africa great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. As a brief man, let's keep it shorter. The speakers, because the memorandum, I think, is 2 pages or 3 pages. Now I'll call Devin of Mayarkang as a brief comprata, as a brief man. Baya donkey.
Well, thank you to everybody. Thank you for the community standing here today. Black and white, we thank you all for being here. I hope everybody here understands why you're standing here. We're not standing here for give out and coming to a minister and maybe getting something. I think the signal is getting bad. Or try and, we call it in Afrikaans, gat kruip from a minister. Mr. Becky Selle, you are standing in front of a community that's worried. Where's the answers we've been waiting for? Not only on farm, I'm not only talking about farms now, because this whole thing here has been pushed a little bit aside instead of farm murders. What's happening in our communities? Every person standing here from Brits is fearing for their lives every single day, and they are not getting the answers that they need. Why?
That's a good question.
So you're a politician, a minister. You are set here to serve this community, not scare them or intimidate them. You're here to serve this community. What is going to be put in place to stop farm murders? We want that answer while the community is standing here. You guys should have figured it out by now. What is going to be put in place? We need action from you guys. And if you don't want to do action, give us the privilege to do it ourselves. Where's the commando corps gone to? That we've had on our farms, protecting our farmers day in, day out. They weren't hurting people. They weren't shooting white, black people on the streets. They were protecting the farmer and its assets. Looking after these people standing here. If you guys don't have the resources to do it, give us a bit of charge and we will do it for you guys. As easy as that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The last one, General Isaac, kan je alsjeblieft kom bietjie net so 5 minute asseblief my hoop. Baie dankie.
I already spoke. I think all the stuff is captured on the social media, and the minister can go. Minister, what I want to say is I served under your command between 2000 when were you appointed? 2005, 6. Yeah. Between 2006 and 2009 when I left the police. And as I said before, I public announcements that you made when you said that criminals must be dealt with the same force they are killing the communities. And since you became minister, you became silent about it. Even you are silent about the murders on farms. When I asked the police to make a public announcement or condemn the criminals in public, because we must remember that communication is 90% of a war. You either lose or win a war by means of the effectiveness you are communicating. And whenever a farmer is murdered, in fact, when Brendan Horner, a young boy of this soil, was murdered by thugs, we were waiting for the police to condemn it in public. We were waiting for the minister to make a media statement and condemn it in public. Not even provincial commissioners these days. When someone else is murdered, there's public announcements. And Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa must take the responsibility not only over the majority. We are also your children, Mr. Minister. We are also your children. And the farmers that you are standing here and who are connected on the social media, and I was made aware of there's thousands of them that are watching this. There's a cry. There's an outcry. We need the police to step in. We need the minister to step in and to allow us also to live a proper life in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Now, thank you very much. Here comes the big moment. Now, listen here. Minister, I walk the whole country, in the Hambang Genyao, the whole country, to make this awareness of farm killing, Minister. And thank you very much, Minister. When I call you, I remember we met 24 August 2021, whereby the political parties organization, they failed. And you have answered that, Pagamile, let's meet and talk about this thing. And I called some of them because I'm black. They refused to come. But thank you very much. We have started the National Rural Safety Committee. We have started the National Tax Team. And I'm part of that. But Minister, I'm going to tell you today, I am the first one. Don't go to AfriForum. Don't go to any organization because they lie. I am the first one, without anything, to interview those farmers, families who have been attacked. I'm not choosing any race because they choose the race. I went to them. And let me tell you, it's a big problem, Mr. Minister. And when you go back to National Rural Safety Tax Team that you have been chosen, there's nothing has been happened, Mr. Minister. Now, I plead to you today, in Brits, if you say, Pagamile, tax team, send the messages, email, we are going to sit, deploy me all over 9 provinces, in every province. I'll do that. I will make sure that, Minister, we need this one. Give me the paper. Give me, please, the paper, that papers in Brits, because I've made my my homework about the Brits, Minister. I made my homework about the Northwest. It's a big problem when coming to farmers and farm workers who make sure that we eat food, Mr. Minister. But you choose me as to be in a National Rural Safety Tax Team, but there's nothing. I remember, Minister, when I called you, say, Pagamile, yes, we can meet. But when I got the email from General Pinar, they say that I must speak, Minister said, I must speak to you. I can't speak to you. You are not the minister. I must speak with the minister. And you have seen that I didn't reply to you. Because the South Africans that are watching me, they are not watching for every forum, the racist one. They're not watching for any political parties of organization because they separate us. Minister, I plead to you. Don't give me money. Give me resources to go. As a national safety tax team, I'll do the job. I'll do the job, Minister. That's why I'm here. Today, Minister, to hand over memorandum to you. And I know that you will do that. Minister, can I read the memorandum or can you speak first?
Read so that I have some few responses.
I thank you. Minister Ari, ke bale pele monana o tla khutela ho rona ha qata o bale. Ke nnete la dumela? I thank you. South Africans, today we made history. Listen here. We are here for the farmers and farm workers. We are here because they've been killed. And no one has been stand up organization of political parties. They say kill the farmer, and it's happening. Please listen. Memorandum to the Minister of Police. The subject first. The protection of farming communities and safeguarding of communities in rural areas of Northwest Province, Brits area. And SAPS not having proper resources to enable themselves to assist the community. Issue, the farming communities in rural areas are under attack and left vulnerable for criminals and attackers get the overhand to ransack properties of private individuals as there is no attendance of police in these cases, and cases of attacks escalated this area. The background. Honorable President of South Africa does acknowledge that farmers and attacks occur in South Africa, even then deny it exists. You must remember that the President of South Africa, on 26 September 2018, he denied that there's no farm killing. I'm talking about Ramaphosa, the President of South Africa. He disagreed, and this reflects the life of people by commenting, what about people that died under apartheid? It is total and blatant disregard of human lives as if infringed in the Constitution of South Africa, Section 11. Life, everyone has the right to live. This statement gives the impression that it is acceptable for criminals to attack farmers and their workers at sea. Investigation by the police, a fourth point of concern is that life revenge for the injustice of previous regime. This memo serves as a reminder that there was the finding of the Truth and Reconciliation Committee that addressed the injustice of the past, and its aim was for South Africans to move forward in a democratic dispensation where the rights of every citizen is protected, including farmers and farm workers. A second point of concern, in a press statement, the Honorable Minister of Police acknowledged that 7,000 cops were arrested in the last 5 years, of only which 680 was found guilty. There were also incidents whereby the police officers were alleged in farm attacks. It is true. You remember in Free State. In that statement, you promised to improve and cover the ground, especially in intelligence and overall. The better conditions of intelligence of the specialized units and better deployed to hotspot. There is a culture created within the police that committing crime is acceptable. A third point of concern is the slow pace whereby crime is investigated, committed against farmers. A recent report dated 12/09/2023 from AfriForum stated that 95% of crime against farmers are not investigated. Out of the 1,402 farmers attacks and farm murders incidents recorded by the South African Police Service in the past 4 years, from 2019 to 2022, conviction has so far been made in only 66 cases. This means that more than 95 of all these actors are still unsolved. This and other shocking figures regarding the arrest and prosecution of suspects involved in farm attacks and farm murders incident that took place from 2019 to 2022 are contained in report that was released by today during a media conference in Pretoria. This is poor, deliberate lack of investigation by the police. A fourth of point concern is that lives of Chinese are more valuable than this of ordinary South African citizens. More is done to protect Chinese nationalism than South Africans that pay tax and has the right to be protected according to the Constitution of South Africa, Section 205, which stipulates that the object is to prevent, combat, and investigate crime, maintain public order, to protect and secure the inhabitants of the Republic and their property, and to uphold and enforce the law. It is alleged that 13 Chinese police stations exist in South Africa, but ordinary South Africans' lives does not matter. A fifth point of concern is that there is an excuse from police officials that they cannot attend to crime scene or response to crime as it happens due to unavailability of vehicles. While there is 100 million rand of police vehicles that were bought by the SAPS Crime Intelligence Unit but never collected. There is a mismanagement of funds and lack of properties by your department of concerning availability of resources. A sixth point of concern is the poor meaning of emergency call number 10111, which results in poor. No response from the police. There is no caring attitude from your department to conduct their duties to serve at Semasa. We protect and we serve. Also, there is a very big problem reaching the different SAPS stations for assistance, as there is either no answer or lines are down. That slogan is almost non-existing at the moment. A seventh point of concern is that the alleged almost 20,000 hand weapons that is reported missing in millions of rounds of ammunition that is not recovered or investigated. This while police members are also involved in crime syndicate, and your honorable minister had acknowledged. Is there a special task force that investigated these losses and held culprits accountable for the gross negligence? An 8th point of concern is whereby victims of crime in rural areas were arrested when apprehended criminals that alleged involved in stock theft. Alleged criminals were released and victims were arrested. They create a culture whereby victims are afraid to conduct civil arrest and send out message to criminals that they can continue their crime without fear of the power of civil arrest. 9th point concern is the failing of police national rural safety strategy that was implemented, but no evidence of such sex in the Brits area. More transparency is needed to implement the success. Therefore, can the minister communicate any success of it as crime in rural areas are not under control, and rural safety is of high concern as farmers in the Free State is alleged selling their livestock to leave the agriculture business. Although some success are reached, sustainable protection and law enforcement needs to be implemented in order for farmers to leave the agriculture environment because of stock theft. It will jeopardize food security, availability of meat produced in South Africa. The 10th point of concern is a sensitivity towards victims of crime by your honorable minister and some of your colleagues in the police. The report on 2nd August 2022, the following that you said on the national TV that a 19-year-old was likely to be raped by one man while others were raped by 10 men. Youth in people with disabilities called for your resignation. It was alleged that you were referring to the rape of 8 women in Krugersdorp. We want to remind you, Minister Tata. Lay down an oath under Section 243, Schedule 2, pages 85 of the Constitution of South Africa, 108 of 1996. You are appointed to serve the citizen with dignity and respect, not to disrespect victims of crime. Remember the Reprimables of South African Police Act 68 of 1995. And whereas there is a need to provide a police service throughout the national territory to ensure the safety and security of all persons, property in the national territory. Uphold and safeguard the fundamental rights of every person as guaranteed by the Chapter 3 of the Constitution. Ensure cooperative cooperation between the service and the communities itself in the combating of crime, reflect respect for victims of crime and understanding of their needs, and ensure effective civilian supervision of the service, action, consideration, and recommendation. We as activists standing up for the right to protect for our farmers and farmmakers in rural areas, request a conversation from the Honorable President and you, the Minister, that farm matters do okay, an apology to the families of victims, and acknowledge from executive members from the state that crime is out of control in a civilized society. If you want respect, it needs to be earned. Honorable Minister, if you cannot acknowledge a problem or concern, how it is possible to address it? The Act 68 of 1995 makes provision for reserve police without compensation. 48, the National Commissioner may determine the requirements for recruit, resignation, training, ranks, promotion, duties, and nature of service, discipline, uniform, equipment, and condition of service of members of reserve. Police service and under matter which he or she deems necessary in order to establish and maintain different categories of members of the Reserve Police Service. We humble request your cooperation to reinstate the Reserve Police and to gather information about the details of Reserve Police members to ensure the availability, trained, screened, and deployed operation in hotspot areas where there is a shortage of standing force members. Police reservists is also another availability of voluntary members. It is unacceptable, Honorable Minister, to say that you don't have sufficient manpower in the act of accommodates for this problem. Reservists can be trained, briefed, screened, and then deployed to critical areas without any compensation. No members with previous convictions should be considered. The Act 68 of 1995 also makes provision of the implement of establishment of area community boards. Number 5, Section 20. A provincial commissioner shall, subject to the direction of the members of the Executive Council, the responsible of establishment area community police boards in all areas within the police. 40 in area community boards shall, subject to subject, consist of representative of community police forums in the area concerned, designated for that purpose by such community police forums. Hello, Chief. Hello, Chief. Hello. Respect, please. If you don't want to be here, go. If you don't want to be here, go. Respect. Subject to Section 23, the area commissioner and the members designated by him or her from the time to time for that purpose shall be members of the area community 45 police board concerned. The Act provides for the following as well as Section 22, function of forums and boards. The minister shall consultation with the executive coordination committee make regulation to ensure the proper function of the community police. The last one.
No, just turn it around. It's 7. Yeah. 7. At the back, 8. Sure.
Forums and 10 sub-forums in community police boards. South Africans, we must talk to Minister Police. He must make sure that this thing memorandum, he understand very well. The immense speed up for investigation of outstanding dockets under investigation to bring a closure to victims of crime. 95% of dockets outstanding on farm-related attacks it is not acceptable. The Directorate of Police Service do outstanding work, and investigation officers should be disciplined who are deliberately dragging feet with investigation of crime. They patriotically transfer the visible policing in the hands of civilians that is capable and trained to do so by bringing back the commando system in conjunction with the SAPD. It was an effective system that was abolished by former Minister of Defense, Mr. Lukota. This will result in criminals being arrested on the spot. No compensation will be paid, as it will be voluntary service by members of the public with uniforms so that they can be identified. We as activists also humble request the disclosure of contact details for the foreign minister and ministers of agriculture of BRICS nations to elaborate and communicate with them on issues concerning rural safety and obtaining information about safeguarding of rural communities and farming communities in respectable of countries. We as activists Also, humble request feedback on incident regarding arrest of victims of crime in the reason of the release of alleged perpetrators. It is in the interest of justice and human rights that the victims should not be treated as criminals without any bias. It is the interest of justice that we humble request a feedback report on lost. Stolen police weapons and ammunition. We humbly request an accountable system that is transparent and proper mind of emergency number. Victims need to be assisted and have a receptive ear to call in case of emergency call. Non-complaint officers should be held accountable and be disciplined if found neglecting the people of South Africa. Victims are often left with nothing or no one to turn to. We humbly request a tax team to assist the victims of rural farm attacks where the state failed to prevent crime or lack of interest of safeguard them. Funding should be done to restore victims of crime for emotional, material loss. They should be incorporated in the national disaster funds as crime is now a national disaster that could have been prevented by proper policing and the law enforcement. The Constitution of South Africa makes it clear that what the function of the police is terms of safeguarding communities in section 205 police service. The national police service must be structured to function in the national, provincial, and where appropriate, local spheres of government. National legislation must establish the powers and function of the police service and must enable the police service to discharge its responsibility of effectiveness, taking into account the requirements of provinces. The object of the police service are to prevent, combat, and investigate crime, to maintain public order, to protect and secure the inhabitants of the republic and the property, and to uphold and enforce the law. Failing, the people of South Africa need minority compensation if the road accident fund and can refund victims of motor accident. Then the member of parliament should compensate and draft an actor to compensate victims of crime too. We, Petrus Pagamesito, Andre Fernandez, thank you for your attendance and accepting our memorandum on behalf of the victims of farm and farm workers. We are talking about all races, agriculture, environment attacks. Now, Minister, thank you very much, South Africans. Now, I'm going to hand over to the Minister of Police, Becky Taylor, to answer and also to sign this memorandum. And I pray, history is going to be made here in Brits, that the minister will go back to the office and will come back with the answers, as I am the part of the National Rural Safety Tax team. But today, I am part of the farmers and farmers. I'm an activist. Thank you. Over to you, Minister.
You must sign that one and take that other one.
Thank you very much, Ntatu Sito. Greeting you and your leadership, the provincial commissioner here, the district commissioner, the divisional commissioner, Mayor Piner acting, the chair of the CPF here in Pachanala, and in the province of Northwest. But more than anybody that I greet are the people that have taken trouble to come here to meet us and bring their problems in front and in the doorstep of the government. I didn't get the name of the former member of the South African Police that spoke here. Yes, sir. Well, sometimes information it doesn't go where it's supposed to go. What he said is not really true. Not just I spoke about the killing of the young man. I visited the family, by the way. I went to see his family, let alone talking about it. I did go, I sat down, I saw the mother, I saw the father, we sat down in their sitting room and we spoke. Not only that, I went to court. When those initial arrested people appeared in court, I was in court. So it will be good to understand these things and to get a proper information before you make a public announcement on things that you don't know very well. And there's nothing wrong to ask if you suspect your information. If somebody has asked me about the young man, very young man, about 20 if I'm not mistaken, who was killed there, who was a farm manager there. Very sad story and all that. So I want to put that aside. Not only that, I visited many farms where there have been these serious murders and serious, sometimes rapes and all that, especially the Midland of KZN, your Lady Smith, your Vryheid. I've been there visiting those areas and visiting these farm houses. To me, we are not just farmers. We are also South Africans. And South Africa is responsible for you like any other poor, rich, white, black. So long we are South African, this 205 you talk about of the police is responsible for every individual. We don't have to know your name. We don't have to see your face. We don't have to know what you do. It's enough to say you are a human being, you are a South African. We must immediately take responsibility about you. So that's why you are here. By the way, you did not work very hard for me to come here. You did not beg, you did not call police force to push me to force here. We spoke once and I simply said I'll be there and I'm here. Now, you've got a very long, it's quite lengthy. I'm sure it will take me some time working on the matters. But just few mentions. Murder of farmers has been really elevated in the Republic of South Africa. Even in the crime stats, we don't give categories of the people that have been murdered and places that have except farming community. We don't say these were business people, these were ordinary people, these were drivers. But when it comes to farming community, we do give that category as elevated when it comes to farm. So nobody can say that we are not taking care, we are not serious about the issues of farming community in South Africa. So that must be known. Secondly, that I want to say before I answer, it will take me, you didn't tell me how long you respond to your memorandum. No. I'm not going to sit here and respond things that I do not know. That I have to read, write, and come back to you and give. But for now, things that are obvious. Secondly, we are working very close with farming community. With this strategy, we launched it in Limpopo, where we gave some resources from the South African police, working very well. To show that we are working very well, a week ago, there was a shootout in Hoedspruit, where criminals were shot and killed off a cash heist. That operation were police and farming community together. There was that thing that people were trying to make police look stupid. If you think there is no proper working together there, you go and read the statement that was issued by the community, the farming community here, how closely they work with the police, even in preventing, combating, even working together to repel and shoot back on the criminals. Well, some criminals there, they ended their life in the hands of the police and farming workers, which means we are working together. I'm told that the working relationship, at least at these prisons, is not a bad, is a good working relationship between the farmers, the community at large, and this police station. We want to increase that. If you have other opinion, that's fine. You are welcome to raise your opinion when we talk. What I will concede, listening here, is that there are not enough resources. I even asked the station commander, what would you like to see? She says she wants to see more 4x4s because the place is better policed with 4x4s and all that, and the increase of the members of the South African Police Service. Let me tell you the story. As the gentleman was here, unfortunately I was never his national commissioner because he left in 2009. I arrived in 2009 July. I don't know which months it did go. When I was here, there were 195,000 police in the Republic of South Africa. That was 2010, and there were 50 million South Africans then. 195. Today, there are 61 million South Africans. Well, there is a new census coming out today. I'm sure there'll be more than that. And there are 187,000 police. From 195, they've moved back. Therefore, there's been a shortage of personnel. But thanks to the President Ramaphosa, together with the present Treasury, who have said we can't allow that situation. Therefore, last year we trained 10,000 young South Africans to be members of the South African Police. This year we're training 10,000 of them. Next year we'll train 10,000. That number will give us the number of 2010, not 2023. There's been a shortage. There's been cut off of budgets. As I'm saying, at least now we have the president that have seen to it that it cannot be any economic growth if there is no peace, if there is no stability, if we are not fighting crime. So together we agree there is an unacceptable levels of crime in South Africa. The criminality in South Africa must be pushed back. To say then police are not doing their work, I would not agree. There are bad members of South African police. There are bad members of the farming community. There are bad members of individual families. There are bad members of clergy. There are bad members of teaching community. Therefore, there is nothing wonderful about that police are corrupt, but always use the word some of them. Because a big number of them are good police. That is why, even here, in the matters that have happened, last year 4, this year 7, there are 10 people that have been arrested here, and all of them except one, they are still in custody. Only one that is on bail. And remember, those people that have been arrested are those people that attack farmers, but there are farmers that attack their own workers. There are matters that are caused by farmers to farm workers and farm dwellers, and vice versa. So we must look at human beings and not categorize them as if they are better and huge people than others. There is nobody greater than other when it comes to human beings. Human beings are equal and they must be treated as such. Thirdly, I want to call on the farming community, which is a big problem. Stop employing people that have no documents. Stop employing people that we can't trace. South Africans are traceable because we have fingerprints. South Africans are traceable because we have DNA. We have no DNA for illegal national foreigners. We have no fingerprints for them. So if they commit crime, it becomes very difficult to trace them. So work with us. Even if you feel that person has a skill that you need, approach Home Affairs, approach Department of Employment and say, I need that person. Can this person be properly registered so that that person is legal, and then as such, we know who is there. There is this thing that when those people are expelled from the farm, they come back, as it happened in Newcastle. A person who killed one known gentleman there was a person who was not registered, fired from the farm because of it, and he came back. Thanks God, we finally found him. We arrested him. At least he's doing life as we speak, but was a foreign, unregistered national. It is a huge problem. So let's work together on that. The last one, I'll go and answer on this, but I do want to thank you. The demands you are making, stop farm perimeters, stop farm matters, government, that is your right. You have all the right to make demands to your government. There's nothing fun about it. I don't think is rudeness to make, but as one speaker here spoke, we do all that with respect. There's nothing wrong to respect upwards, and there's nothing wrong to respect downwards. So all of us, we must respect one another. I've said to the chair of the CPF here, I'm prepared to come back and talk about the issues of the area. Depending on them, are they inviting me? I'll come here. But you are the member of the task force that I nominated and I established in Paris, led by General Pinar. It is nothing wrong, Babseto, to say to her, let's come together, because I agree with you. That has not reported back to me. I would love to get that report. But I would like to get the report of the committee. But individual South Africans, that includes you and anybody else, have a right to speak to this minister, whose number is well known. That's why you have the number too of that minister. And it's nothing wrong that we work together. Simply put, we are prepared to work together for your safety, but the safety of farmers is equal to the safety of farm workers, is equal to the safety of farm dwellers, of the farm communities. We must take care of every human being and the property, that include the animals, that include everything that is in the farm workers. We have to talk about these criminals affecting you, attacking you, but we also have to talk about your own relationship. I'm not here to come and listen who's bad, who's good, who's Afroforum, who's all. What I'm here to do is to work with everybody to achieve one and only one thing: peace for the people of South Africa, peace for the people in the farming community, peace for the young ones, peace for the old one, but especially for me, peace for women and children. Those people, while everybody must be safe, but there is an extra take that women, children, elderly must be safe at all costs. Who shall do that? The state, the police, but individual of us here will have to work together to achieve peace and say, South Africa, which is one of the most beautiful countries. I've gone half of the world. Nothing takes South Africa out of me. It doesn't matter where I go. When time comes, I miss my hills, I miss my oceans, I miss my rivers, I miss my river, I miss people, I miss the mixture. I miss you as I see you. Just look how mixed you are. Last point. We cannot afford the bloody South Africans. We cannot afford what we see happening in other places. We cannot afford what we see in the Middle East, where kids, where young women are trapped by hair, where kids, they die in the hands of their fathers, where in 24 hours, more than 1,000 people, it doesn't matter whether they are coming from Israel, it doesn't matter whether they are coming from Palestine, they are human beings. Let's all us work hard that we avoid that situation. It's a situation that we can't afford. Human beings are human beings, and life of human beings must be preserved, no matter who they are. They are no less human beings. They are no superhuman beings. They are just human beings. I'll be coming back. I'm taking 7 days to respond, and I'll give you all details one by one, including things that you have raised about the young lady. I'll give you the full answer. I've been answering that too many times. I don't care to answer it now, but I'll answer it in your
SMS private.
No. I'll answer it where you raise public, I'll answer public. So I have no issues with that. Otherwise, thank you very much, everybody. I had to get a special permission. President, as I speak, he's in cabinet. I said, Mr. President, I'm called by the people out there. Can I please leave the cabinet and go there? And President said, you walk and meet the people. I'm very glad that I'm here. Use the station, use the management, use this provincial commissioner who's responsible for Northwest, use this district commissioner who's responsible for your district, use that Pina Rosa one. Use this general who's responsible for is acting divisional commissioner of policing. If you don't have cars, you don't have police, you don't have, she's responsible. Call her, ask her, and demand what it belongs to you. And if all is not happening, call Tele to come and bring them in front of you so that we work together. I do want to work together with you. We don't have to be friends, by the way. We don't have to press. We don't have to love me. I don't have to love you. But we are bound to work together besides being friends. Friends, if it happens that we are friends, it's fine. If it happens that we drink whiskey together, it's fine. Anyway, I don't drink wood. I drink Coke Zero and I drink water. So I'm cheap. You can make me your friend. But I'm not begging you to make me my friend. And I'm not begging you to be my friend. But we are bound to work together. Whether we love or we hate each other, that's not a business of us. Ours is to work together. Thank you very much.
Realebo, I thank you very much, Minister. I thank you by everything, and I hope that God will touch your heart. You will see the South African before you see the politicians. God will touch your heart before you see the organization, see the South Africans who are struggling, who need your help. I thank you. Amanda!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look for a job. You go to the station and get a job.